Hey guys, this is Anti-Yami here, and I'm here to talk about the tier list of 1.16 patch. And again, guys, I know a lot of people have their opinions on their own tier list, but this is just straight up my opinion. And I know I'm probably gonna get like a lot of hate, or my character should be here, or this character should be here or there. Doesn't really matter where I feel like what you guys think about the tier list, because you can make your own separate video, or you can leave your comments down below if you guys believe that my tier list is not accurate. I'm sorry if it's not, but I'm going by based off my opinions, my experiences, and what I've seen characters do. I'm not gonna make up something. I'm like, oh, Ryu probably got the infinite combo that nobody thought of, so he should be here. I haven't seen it yet, haven't experienced yet, so that's where I'm gonna put him at. So the top 5 things I'm gonna worry about in these videos, or what I'm gonna talk about for each character, in very light details, because I don't want to make this very long, is like their tournament placing, how they do it in tournaments, as far as what characters, what's the mass number of players playing them. Because again, like if a mass number of players are playing Mario, obviously Mario's going to have good results as far as tournaments. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the consistency of characters. Mario's more in the top half, top bottom. Is he more in top 8, top 16, top 64, whatever. And how they perform in tournaments. Number 2 is, what have I seen the character actually do? Now, I've seen all these different Vine videos of characters doing these infinite things, and again, that's like without any DI, which is really cool. But if I personally, again, going back to like the tournament thing, if I haven't seen them doing it in tournaments, or some kind of like, well, some friendly or some random video that somebody's actually fighting, like the Umeki Peach thing, where he infinite void in tournament, like that's a thing. Like, we got patched Dr. Z, but that's a thing. So, too bad for Peach on that. She drops the tier list down, on my opinion, because of that. And only because the only person that can do it is him. Another thing I want to talk about, number 3, is offense and defense. What causes the players, or the characters, to approach? What makes them forced to have openings, like their neutral game, off-stage game, things like that, in an offensive and a defensive play style. Because each character represents each one. Like maybe ZSS Sheik are more aggressive, where Villager and Rosalina are more defensive. But they're equally just as good if you combine the two. So that's what I'm talking about in that one. Number 4 is tricks. So like techniques like the infinites that you've seen, just infinites out there. I've seen the Pac-Man hydrant footstool things and your ninja tricks and stuff like that. And you know, some things that personally characters can do to other characters based off, either if it's based off of fast followers or things like that, or some footstool setups, things like that. That I'll probably hit on that. Maybe characters don't have any tricks, like Ike. Like Ike is just bread and butter. Like he's straight up fundamentals. Like he does not tech key or anything like that. The most technical thing he has is a side B landing lag or something like that. Like he can like land with no lag at a certain height. And the last thing I want to talk about is probably matchups of if they got majority bad matchups or they got majority good matchups. That's also representative of what placement they have on their tier list. So that's one thing I'm gonna talk about in that as well. So with further ado, with those guidelines set, let's go ahead and probably jump into the first tier list. So obviously at the very bottom of the tier list, you see, what are those? Because I mean, what are those? Like, it's I don't consider Mii's anything, because again, they're not viable, or they're not legal in tournaments. And I don't know if they were going to ever talk about putting them in tournaments and things like that, so I'm not going to talk about them at all. So we're just going to leave them sitting up there, and that's all for them. So Dr. Z Mii's, but until I see more Mii's in tournaments and stuff like that, because personally, I don't care if they ever enter a tournament or not. Not my concern. I don't care about the custom battles or weight size. I personally think if they were tournament viable, I think they should be medium weight 1-1-1-1 all the way. I mean, because I feel like you should make them as close as possible to the characters that are in Smash now. Like, all the other characters are not technically playing 1-1-1-1, but they're all playing their neutral, like what they have for their specials. I think it should be the same thing for the Mii's. But for the next section, that what we have for the next tier list is bottom 5. So for bottom 5, and this is my, again, a personal opinion on the placement of the characters, and in each role, I'm going to go ahead and say that, sorry, I don't know how I got my headphones like that over my ear. Sorry. So I don't have a specific order in each one, and I try to put them in the order in kind of like kind of close to where I feel like, but they're not accurate. Like as you see, as we get closer to the mid-low, mid-tier list, like there's going to be characters there, and I don't have a placement for them. When they get to the top 15, top 25, then it starts to kind of fold into like this is where I feel like their placements are. But as far as bottom, I definitely rank Jigglypuff one of the worst in the game. I mean, in tournaments, like she doesn't really necessarily have. I mean, you don't see too many Puff players out there. Like, you see a couple. I mean, I'm not going to name any Puff players because you need just whatever. Because I don't really know them off the top of my head at the moment. But we don't see too many result things about Puffs in tournament. We've seen a couple things, but they haven't really talked any majors or anything like that. No Puff came out of the blue and bodied any good players or anything like that. So Puff is in that spot for a reason. What I've seen the character do is like she got some cool like rest setups and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. But it's easy to DI into, and it's really hard to set up because if your opponent is aware of how to play the Jigglypuff matchup, then it's really hard for the Jigglypuff to do anything. Offensive, defensive, I think she's more of a defensive player. She's kind of like a really bad Cloud as far as, or Warrior, how she like zones. She kind of like floats in your, you can't hit me area and kind of like throw out moves. If she approaches too hard and hits your shield, then you can punish her because her moves are kind of like long lasting and they're bad on shield. So you can hit her on that. So her offense is meh, you know, like if she can get in there is cool. Now she can surprise you with a pound and break your shield, things like that, but I mean it's whatever. Some tricks that she has is, again, she has some really cool rest setups. So I've seen this happen to me before. This is a personal testimony to me. Is that I've seen her pound me into like fair into rest, and that's a guaranteed thing. If you DI bad, and if you hit the light part fair, you can combo that into rest. And you can do like down air into rest. It's really hard to get off. If you mess up, you're gonna get punished hard for it. Things like that. So there's a couple of tricks I've seen. The things I personally do with Jigglypuff is like I like to rest. I mean, I sing at the ledge. So if they are, sometimes they'll shield, right? Because I'll go into a ledge, approach the ledge in a position where I'm gonna like throw out a fair, not fair or nair, doesn't really matter, and they shield, right? And I go for the ledge and they don't throw anything out. So sometimes they unshield, and then as soon as they unshield, I go for a sing and snap the ledge, and the first hitbox of sing puts them to sleep. So that means it gives me a short hop and I rest them, or I can do whatever I want at that time. If they're high percent, then I can just charge forward smash, up smash, whatever. But if they had a percentage to where I can just rest them, which you gotta be careful because if they don't die off the top, then they can punish you, whatever. So that's the thing. And matchups, I think she loses almost every single matchup, minus some characters that you can get. Like I feel like she has even matchups, but I don't think she has like super winning matchups because all the characters kind of outrange her. Maybe she has like really good matchups versus like, I think she has decent matchups versus like Falcon because of how bad his recovery is, and you can knock him off stage near. If Cloud's off stage, Jigglypuff can destroy Cloud, but the problem is neutral for that matchup. Characters like Zelda or maybe like Ganondorf could be kind of even just because it's kind of hard for I guess it's kind of hard for Zelda or Ganon to have any out of shield options because they just don't react out of shield very fast. So Jigglypuff can like poke and play around a shield, and Jigglypuff can be relatively safe, capitalize on punishment, and knock him off stage and kill him. So Puff is really good at doing that. So she don't really have any notable matchups, but she's definitely a solid character as far as Smash 4 ranked tier wise. But as far as competitive wise, I think she's the worst. So that's what it is. All right, so next we got Zelda on the list. Zelda, again, we don't have too many tournament recommendations of this character. Like, we don't see too many of her in tournaments and stuff like that. But maybe one day, we never know. There's a couple of definitely good Zeldas out there, but haven't really seen any top majors. We're gonna talk mostly majors in my experience. So majors and top in my experience are what we're gonna talk about. Not gonna talk about like random locals and things like that because I know that's one is, I think there's one in Florida that's really good. His name is like Ed, Master Ed or something like that. I don't remember. That plays really well with Zelda and he's really good. But that's the locals and I can talk about that. So, what have I seen the character do? Like, she has really cool techniques. She has like fast fall nair into up B, which is a setup. She has dim fire combos. You can jump and do dim fire and explode, and you can do like a smash out of it, and that's a kill confirm. But it's dim fire is bad, so good luck hitting that off. She got some really cool teleport, ledge cancel things, and she got some really good You know, she has some things. She has really bad mobility. She's slow. Most of her moves lag, like her fair. As soon as you can't do a short hop fair because it lags too much. But she has really great kill potential. Her dash attack, her jab, I know is a frame 11 attack. It's a good get off me option. Her neutral B is amazing. It's a good get me off option as well. It has invincibility on it, so intangibility, I guess that's the term for Smash 4. So she's definitely good. Offense and defense, she definitely have. I feel like she has a really great defense. Offense, she can't really force anything, because again, like most of her moves are bad on shield, and it's hard for her to force your opponent to unshield if they don't want to. And she doesn't really have like pressure like that, so most of her moves on shield, you just like shield grab or things like that. But she has a great zoning game. She can keep people out as far as with the down B, with the Phantom, and she can also do neutral B to keep people away. If they try to jump in the air, you could do a job neutral B, and that can cover things. You know, like, so she doesn't really have too much of a push. Kind of same thing like Jigglypuff. The only thing is she doesn't really have air mobility. She just kind of have like slow ground and slow aerial, so she struggles getting in more, in my opinion, than Jigglypuff. So, and I almost feel like Jigglypuff has a better neutral than Zelda, to be quite honest. I think Jigglypuff does have a better neutral, but Zelda's got more tools going for her, and that's why I feel like Zelda's better than Puff in that scenario. Ganondorf, we got Ganondorf here. We talked about tournament results for him, and I again don't see any, and I don't know if we're going to, but never know. There's some really notable players that I know that plays this character and perform very well. The problem is that if you make a mistake with Ganondorf, it can lead it to a lot of percent because of his weight, and he can die really early because recovery is bad. So you know, I hadn't seen too many tournament Ganondorf's in tournament that do very well. What have I seen from this character? I seen this character jank people for the side B off stage. That's really funny to see. And it's really disheartening because Ganondorf is one of those scary characters, like very, very scary. If you let Ganondorf hit you, you can feel really bad about it because you're taking a lot of percent. If he hits you twice, you're at 30. Hit you 4 times, you're in kill percent. Like, it's crazy. And then he has a Ganon side, which can cause you to die at 0. You can shoot at the ledge and he grabs you and poof, you're dead. I mean, it happened to me before I think at a Smash tournament online or whatever. I was Jigglypuff, actually really funny, and I was at 9%, and I damaged him to about like 114, and I knocked him off stage, and I wasn't thinking, so I challenged his Ganon side B, and he grabbed me, and I died first. So I died at 9. So Ganondorf is one of those characters that you gotta learn that he can hit you really hard, and just play safe versus him, you're fine. Knock him off stage, edge guard him. Pretty simple stuff. Offense, defensive things Ganondorf doesn't really have too many things. Ganondorf is, again, like, has to like bait out stuff. He's one of those beta characters where you have to, like, you know, work on your opponent's mistakes. And if they don't make too many mistakes, it's hard for Ganon to get in. But if he does, or if they overextend or do something dumb or stay in shield, you can side beat him. You know, he actually has an option for shield, which is great. So it gives Ganondorf a little bit of a kick. You know, so not very fast speed to get in, so he's really slow. Down B is a great way to re-rolls and stuff like that, but not too many options for this character. He definitely has a down throw combo, and he's really techy. I mean, sorry, not that techy. He's just pretty straightforward stuff. He just a big meat stick hit him or get hit and it's a lot of damage. Tricks he has. I mean, he definitely has tricks. He has a lot of his aerials actually can auto cancel. So full hop, down air, back air, low like short hop, up air, short hop. You can also do up airs, call it the Tipman, to get up your opponents, which is really good and really overrated. I mean, underrated. People don't use up tilt like up airs anymore because people want to get the meaty down air, and it's kind of slow, but up tilt comes out kind of fast, and then can arc them, kind of like what Falcon can do in 64. Really good for like gimping. So use up air more, not down air. Just saying. And he also has down B ledge cancels and things like that, so it's really cool. He can do that. He can down B. He can do like forward tilt in middle of the stage and do a down B to ledge cancel into like there and kind of like cover their recovery. So it's good for that. And matchups, Ganondorf have a lot of bad matchups. I feel like he has I feel like he loses to like almost everybody in the cast, to be quite honest. I mean, he might have a decent matchup versus Zelda, or maybe no, he doesn't have a decent matchup versus Falcon. I mean, they are kind of like the same character, except for Ganondorf is slightly different with weight and speed and attacks. You know, kind of like how they come out, but generally the same copy and paste character, just slightly different. But just a worse version of Captain Falcon. So Ganondorf definitely has some good matchups versus, like, even matchups versus some characters, I feel like, but not anyone that he definitely wins. So that's why he's where he's at now. So next we have Wii Fit. Wii Fit is a character that has seen some tournament results, won some locals, but we're not talking about that. I'm talking about some in high level play. And I think it was like a Japanese Wii Fit that did really well. But played too much on the ledge, in my opinion. I feel like that's a more optimal way to play a Wii Fit than just camping the ledge a lot, kind of like Villager. Just because her side beat is not that great, as far as you can throw out an attack and it goes back to her and hits her. And, you know, grab the ledge twice in this game, you get no invincibility, so you can kind of capitalize on that if you are good enough. Or optimal at punishing. So, I don't know. That's just some of the things, whatever. But she's great. She's fast. Out of the characters here, she's the fastest in this rank. And what have I seen this character do? Some really cool things. I've seen this character do like side B air dodge, and then use the soccer ball as a random projectile. I've seen her do combos out of it. Like I've seen her do like drop soccer ball into like Nair, and Nair add more damage onto the characters or the player, and they follow up more combos. Like she has a great combo game. The thing is like how do you get in with Wii Fit? That's the problem. She has Sun Salutation, which is good. Heals, which you want to use her, is probably like her best move, to be honest. Is Sun Salutation, just shoot beams, forces the approach, things like that. So, offensive wise, I mean, Sun Salutation is good for forcing the approach because you don't want her to heal, and her projectile is really strong, so you kind of want her to like not charge it up a lot because it's very strong. Deep breathing is also a way to force your opponent to approach because, again, you don't want her to set up deep breathing. And you can kind of like bait, so you can deep breathe, cause him to like run approach, kind of like Cloud's like charging his limit, and now they're kind of like in your zone now. Like they're not gonna sit there and can't watch you get deep breathing because again, it gives you more knockback. I believe it gives you more percentages, like it gives you more percent on your moves. I'm not sure. And then on top of that, it gives her like most of her moves kill options, so it's really cool. Defensively, obviously, you can just camp with her. Again, you can do ledge stuff. She's actually not that bad on the ledge, but the game requires you not to play ledge too much because you can punish. There's a good mechanic for that game, for that. Some tricks. She definitely got not too many flashy tricks. She can bury you in the ground and hit you. I mean, I don't know. Like, the trickiest thing I seen her do is, like, soccer ball setups with air dodge reads on stage, or you can spike people with other janky stuff and like a forward tilt. Like she doesn't really have tricks, so you know, not too much of a technical character. Matchups, I definitely see her winning a lot of different matchups. I feel like she's really good against big bodies because Nair does a lot of damage if you connect, and you can connect into another Nair So she has, I feel like she has decent matchups with like DK, Bowser, DDD. Obviously some of the characters down here. Obviously I feel like she beats Ganondorf. I think it's almost even with Zelda, and maybe slightly advantage over Puff. But definitely seeing her being really like she's definitely a character that if you don't know the matchup, she can wreck you. But it's not that difficult of a character to like, okay, I know what she does, beat her. So that's why I have that character right here. Then we got Game & Watch. Game & Watch, I put it as my last character here. Because not saying all of these characters can't win tournaments and things like that, but I haven't seen results for them as far as I've seen them do a lot of stuff. Game & Watch is definitely one of the best, I feel like, bottom 5 characters here because he has a bucket, he has a decent projectile, not really that great, but it's great for covering the ledge. It has its purposes if you know how to use it right. Really good recovery. So it has his invincibility on it, and it's really fast, so it's hard to punish. So a lot of times when Game Watch on stage, he's going to make it back. Great kill for some reason. He has great grab combos. He can actually like almost kill you at 0 with the down throw 9. But the thing is, it's so inconsistent that it's hard for you to go for it. So you probably just want to go for up tilt Nair because it's more damage. If you get a 1, then you're going to take like 12%, and then you're going to get punished for it. So I don't think you want to do that. So yeah, so that's Game & Watch. So no, I hadn't seen too many Game & Watch in tournament like that. I know Gimmer is a Game & Watch player, but again, haven't seen him do too many things in majors. So that's the thing. What I've seen the character do is he can do down throw into like bucket. If you're going to get characters that have like projectiles and stuff, they're not wary of it. They get a full bucket, and he just dumps it out on you with a grab. So if he is like, if you have a really strong projectile, like say Wii Fit, Sun Salutation, if he gets 3 of those, I'll hold into my second stock, down throw her, get a grab, and do bucket. It might kill her. I'm not sure. There's a lot of damage, but I don't know if it's gonna kill her or not at 0. And that's more guaranteed than down throw 9. What have I seen like as far as offense and defense? Like the character has like a really weird neutral. Like his best neutral, in my opinion, is like, well, best neutral attack is like up smash and dash attack. And that's about it for that. I mean, he can like kind of like zone with back air, like kind of like a defensive, the defensive play. He can do that. He has Nair. He has Donkey Kong Jr., which is his down air. But if you punish shield, it's an easy punish. You know, up B is a great move to get out of situations. You know, things like that. So offensive, he's better than the most characters on this list as far as getting in, per se. But then again, he still struggles because, I mean, dash attack can get punished with shield. It's relatively fast and it's really, really weird. I feel like it has trample or it has high priority, but that's, you know, just shield and punish. I mean, what can Game & Watch do? And as far as matchup wise, I think he has decent matchups against a lot of small characters, like maybe like Kirby, Jigglypuff, Olimar. Maybe not, because Pigments can probably outrange him, and they're like items, not projectiles, so he can't bucket anything Olimar can do. Decent matchup. I think he beats Pikachu in my opinion. I think Game & Watch can actually, it's a good counter for Pikachu. Due to most of his Thunder Jokes can be absorbed, and he can body Pikachu a little bit in neutral, just a little bit. So that's that. So, alright, but those are my bottom 5 characters for this list. I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys have anything that you guys need to say about this list so far, let me know in the description. And that's it for right now. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm going to chop these up in the different parts. So I'm probably going to upload these in different parts. So, alright guys, thank you guys for listening, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
I'll explain the best person.
9. Raj got 12, and Apple got 17.